Unfortunately, a lot of times Player of the Week packs don't contain very good cards. Today, we will have a look at 25 cards that really carried their packs. Perhaps you have some of them and want to use them. Here comes Pepe. Welcome everybody! Let's start in no particular order with the English Bicycle Kick Booster Bellingham. Overall great card, really great offensive stats, decent defensively, both solid physical contact and balance, all right pace. This card is just overall really good, especially for a Player of the Week card. Let's also not forget that Bellingham models have maximum leg length, which is great for interceptions, especially at his height. Skill-wise, through passing and the two shooting skills would be great for him to have. But apart from that, he is set. By the way, if you know any card that should be on this list, let me know in the comments. We get another Bruno card every other day, but none of them is like this one. It excels at passing and dribbling, has massive awareness especially for a midfielder, can finish without a problem, and is also useful defensively. His pace, while not the best, is still absolutely acceptable. One of the best Player of the Week cards ever, still easily holding up despite being from the 22-23 season. The next one is my favorite Player of the Week card ever, Bernardo Silva. In my opinion, this card is one of the best dribblers in the game, even today. It feels so smooth on the ball. The other stats are also really nice. Apart from double touch, one thing that would be good, I think someone wrote this in the comments of one of my last videos and I agree, is interception. That will be the cherry on top. Next up is booster Phil Foden. He can pretty much cover every offensive position and very well so. He can dribble, he can pass, he can finish, he has the speed, has the balance, really amazing Player of the Week card. The same pack actually had another very nice card, number 5, Hedry. While a bit worse than Foden at speed at finishing, Hedry is better at passing and physical. Unlike Foden, he also has decent defensive stats and very high weak foot. Really nice card. Oh, and by the way, I only ever used one Player of the Week card per player, with one exception, because otherwise the list would have been way too long. Number 6 is Deulofeu. He's very fast, good on the ball, a nice pass and crosser, who can also finish if necessary. He's a good one. The next player is Martin Ødegaard, rated 104 as an attacking midfielder. He's fantastic on the ball and has crazy high passing. While he isn't the fastest, it's still alright. Thanks to high kicking power and good finishing, he excels at long shots. Number 8 is Federico Valverde, a true box-to-box player who is pretty useful offensively and even better defensively. Especially the combo of high speed, great defensive stats and physical contact is not that common, and even less so for players who are also good at passing and finishing. Really a nice player. Next up is Rafael Leão. What makes him special is not only that he is incredibly fast on and off the ball, and neither that his finishing is on point, but having great balance and physical contact at the same time. This is rather rare, but a very great feature to have. Definitely one of the better Player of the Week cards here. Number 10 is World Cup Mbappe. Now that one's really crazy. It's old but gold. He has amazing speed on and off the ball, over 90 finishing, great balance, and even his physical contact is 79, which really makes a difference. There are many strikers who are very bad at passing, but he's none of them. Phenomenal card, really. The next card is center back Theo Hernandez. I've used him for a very long time in any formation where the defensive line is far up, and he was a joy to watch. It is literally impossible to outrun him over medium distances. He will easily always catch up to any ball carrier. 86 physical contact is also pretty nice, and he's better on the ball than many other center backs. The two little drawbacks, which are that his defensive stats could be a little higher and that he lacks a few defensive skills, are partly compensated by his crazy speed as long as you play him with a far up defensive line. Our next player is booster Kevin De Bruyne. Now he is good at everything that De Bruyne cards are usually good at, you know, passing, finishing, on the ball, but what makes him special is that this one's actually coming with quite more pace than his other cards. I sometimes use him at English events and not complain. The next player is Barella. He's like a slightly inferior version of Valverde that we've seen before, but still good enough to stand out since the majority of Player of the Week cards are quite a bit worse than him. A solid, reliable box-to-box player that can help you out, especially in the Italian league events. Number 14 is Liverpool Salah, as center forward. He has every stat a striker wants, he's fast, he has great balance and finishing as well as awareness, and he can handle the ball. He can even pass if necessary. Definitely one of the better Player of the Week cards that have been released. I don't know where this quote originally came from, but about 71% of the earth is covered by water, the rest is covered by N'Golo Kante. That's all we need to know about this card. To be fair, I'm not sure if this is his best card because I don't know the very old ones, but it's very good either way. Number 16 is Booster Vinicius Jr. He was one of the first Booster Player of the Week cards and very hyped when he came out, and for a reason. Great pace, finishing and dribbling stats make him a very reliable attacker, especially with the full boost activated. Despite lacking one-touch pass and the 2 long-range shooting skills, he's still a very good player, especially compared to other Player of the Week cards. The next card is Box to Box Sandro Tonali, a pretty old card. Despite that, he can handle the ball well, has solid defensive stats, amazing passing, alright speed. He's definitely above most Player of the Week cards. That should be fair to say. Number 18 is center forward Jamal Musiala. While not one of the absolute best Player of the Week cards ever, he's still a very good attacker that's definitely way above most cards that we usually get to see in these packs. He's fast, good on the ball, and can pass and finish. Solid. Next up is Anchorman Aurélien Tchouameni. I've used him as a defensive midfielder and center back at many national team events, and he worked super well. Just like before, also for him, I wouldn't say that he can compete with like the absolute best Player of the Week cards, but his stats make him a really solid defensive option who is also very good at both short and long passes. Number 20 is Joshua Kimmich, a very balanced card that's both good in defense but also in offense. Great passing, ball control and tight possession, and his defensive stats are also very nice. Stat-wise, he's equipped like a box-to-box player without really being one. Great card regardless. Number 21. I'm sure many of you are like, you're not gonna skip this card, you're not gonna skip this card. Is none other than Frenkie de Jong. He's a serious contender for the best Player of the Week card of all time. He has top-tier passing, defensive awareness, tackling and dribbling stats. He also isn't too slow, especially for a midfielder. Basically, his overall was balanced around being a center back, which allowed him to be way off the charts as a midfielder. Truly an incredible card. Definitely better than Player of the Week Richarlison. The next one is Whole Player Eberchi Esse, a pretty old card. He's really great on the ball, has quite the speed and can also pass and finish well. What's good for him is that he also comes with 77 physical contact, so unlike many dribblers, he doesn't get pushed off the ball as easy as them. Next up is Rodrigo. Many people really liked this card when it came out because it was super good, especially at that time. He's fast on and off the ball, crazy smooth when dribbling, and also has great finishing and balance. One of the better Player of the Week cards, no doubts. Number 24 is again Rodrigo. He's the only one I thought I'd use twice since both of these cards always got great feedback. The green one has slightly worse finishing, but is a lot better at the dribbling stats. Green Rodrigo also had long range curler instead of chip shot control, which is in my opinion a lot better to have. What made the purple one special though was that he had very high weak foot. Anyway, both great cards that many people enjoyed. Before we get to number 25, I'd like to cheerfully shoehorn this player onto the list because when I got it, I was extremely surprised how well it would perform. Let's just call this an extra. So, Samuelino is a very versatile player who is extremely fast, good at dribbling, and quite solid at finishing. What I like him most for is that even if you use him offensively, you still have the defensive stats on him that work anywhere on the pitch. Back in the days when I played him, I remember that he was extraordinarily good at recovering the ball after he lost it. And I think the reason is because he has track back combined with very high speed and for an attacker, solid defensive stats. Now to our last card. We have one more. Number 25, Denis Zakaria. He was pretty much my Vieira before I had the actual Vieira. Very tall, leg length 12, allowing crazy interceptions. He's pretty fast too. The aggression is crazy and the other defensive stats are fine as well. And time only made him better. 94 physical is amazing, especially with the new physical system. The 88 proficiency managers also did him a favor because that got him an extra point at ball control, tight possession and low pass, which were already pretty high for a defensive midfielder. The drawbacks are that his stamina is quite low, so he won't box to box for an entire game, and that he lacks aerial superiority. Other than that, top-notch card, really enjoyed playing him. Also, looking at how he's pointing his finger at his head, this probably means that he's a very smart player. That's it folks, let me know if you liked the video, I'd love if you subscribed, liked or commented. Until then guys, take it easy. Shaka!